Hello there, gang. How are we tonight? Okay, I've got a lot going on. I've got somebody monitoring my stream health. Gotta post some links so we can actually get some people to watch. Gotta con some people to get in here. Haven't looked at the chart all day again because I'm trying to finish this goddamn movie. I got a lot on my plate, y'all. Hey, thanks, Lyra Shanahan. Hey, Showstopper. Yeah, I've got Twitch running. It looks like, are you guys, is this connected to Periscope? Because that's what I was trying to make happen, and that's why I've got somebody monitoring my stream health, because we couldn't figure out why I couldn't get this connected to Periscope. You thought you were seeing a ghost? So is this thing finally working on Periscope? Because I was trying to get it to work. That's why I like popped my Periscope open yesterday, because I was like trying to get my Twitch connected to Periscope, and like, so wait guys, tell me what you see on Periscope. Yeah, you guys remember when I nailed fucking Harvey Weinstein's ass to the wall on Periscope, right? Like, to the point where like, I was getting called into like, major people's offices and told to stop talking about it because I was, you know, I was, quote, ruining my career, right? Yeah, so you guys can see this chart behind me, right? So I'm trying to, yeah, I'm a fucking legend now, right? I should be a fucking hero in this town, and yet, like, nobody appreciates. Oh, you were just talking about me on Scope the other day? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, not only was I not treated like a hero, I was treated like the villain for outing somebody who was now being prosecuted for being a serial sexual predator. Like, what did I tell you? I was telling everybody. I was telling everybody on live video, which I actually have archived. When did I go off on Weinstein? Whenever Periscope was invented, like, that's when I first started my Periscope, was like the day Periscope invented. Like, hey, Problem Bear, good to see you here. Wait, I've got to post the links to this on Twitter and on Cryptopolis. So I'm just responding to some of my friends from Periscope, because this is the first time I've pushed my Twitch to my Periscope, so like everybody's like, hey, welcome back, because people haven't seen me in like a year. So some of you guys will remember that like I launched my Periscope like the day Periscope was invented, and I was going off on Bill Cosby, on Harvey Weinstein, and like nobody believed me. And then suddenly, like, you know, no, I was working with Universal. That movie is done, and I was never fired. I'm still, as far as I know, I'm still like the writer on that movie. It has a new producer on it. And that's the update with that movie. I've got like 3 different movies that I'm working on right now. It's pretty busy, honestly. It's like, it's a lot to handle, I have to say. It's very stressful. Okay, let me post a link on Twitter and on Cryptopolis, and, so I can actually, like, get some people to watch this. Wait. Hang on a second. But how are you guys? It's good to see you here. Like, I feel like I haven't talked to any of you in so long, just because I haven't been doing Periscope. You're still in LA, Marissa, okay? And I'm still listening, even though it looks like I'm looking down on my phone, I'm still listening. You were also on that comedian. Okay, now which comedian? Because, honestly, like, sexual predation is so common in the comedy community, like, I honestly don't even remember which one. Oh, wait. Oh, and the movie being shot this year, I literally don't even remember which one now. I don't remember either! Isn't that funny? Wait, I'm getting a message from the guy who's monitoring my stream health. It looks like all channels launched. Your chat should be connected to all channels. Let me just message him back. Okay. Alright, I messaged the guy back who was, messaging me. Okay, let me post some. Oh, you missed my scopes? Thanks so much for saying that, Andrew, because, like, as you may recall, there were some elements of film Twitter who did not miss my scopes at all. Who, in fact, you might say, kind of, like, bullied me into not doing them anymore. That was fun. Oh, Louis C.K. So, you guys you're not aware that, Louis C.K. was basically, like, Louis C.K. was, like, fired from his network, right? Like, he was another one that I was talking about on my scope, and, like, he was literally, like, fired from his big deal at his network, and, yeah, it all came out. Like, everything I said on scope was true. Like, you guys didn't believe anything I said, and everything I said turned out to be proven, and they all got fired. But, of course, you guys know how it is, that, like, this music is horrible. Wait, I gotta change this. I'm listening to, like, royalty-free music on, you know, the Twitch music library, so that, like, my stuff doesn't get, you know, copyrighted out. Well, I know all this stuff because that's the thing about Hollywood, is that everybody knows this stuff. No, I'm a professional screenwriter, and I also, do cryptos as sort of, like, my, my side hustle, if you will. Oh, finally, this song is over. Dude, we gotta listen to something different. This is horrible. Hold on, we gotta find a different royalty-free music playlist. Okay. Oh, did I do a Black Mirror episode? Oh, I'm a Black Mirror episode? But anyway, so everybody was so mad about all the stuff I was saying about, like, their favorite, you know, celebrities, you know, sexually assaulting everybody in Hollywood, and it all turned out to be true, and, like, it all came out, you know, and it's like, yeah, who was right? And of course, it's not like I got anything from, like, saying all this stuff and, like, damaging my career. It's like, that's the other thing, that they always say that, like, women are, like, you know, speaking up about sexual assault or, you know, or sexual harassment to, like, get something, or, you know, that is bullshit. Like, all you get is like, damaging your career and, like, you know, being vilified, and, yeah, Chris D'Elia, or however you say his dumb name, is still riding high, though. Yeah, I mean, somehow that douchebag. Although, I was surprised that, Chris Hardwick, I was surprised that he got taken down, because I've actually met him once, like, and I thought that he was, like, Mr. Catholic, like, Mr., like, you know, Mr. Nice Guy, like, I was actually shocked that he got taken down, because, like, you know, he worked on The Soup, and I kind of worked, like, on a show that was adjacent to The Soup. I was a writer on a similar show to, I just got my app notification, don't forget you're going to die. It says, laugh, leaning back in my arms, for life's not a paragraph, and death, I think, is no parenthesis. A little poem by E.E. Cummings. No, as far as I know, I don't think Chris D'Elia has raped anyone, but I think that, he's, like a severe sexual harasser, or, oh, is this music too much? Is that better? Yeah, Hardwick, I didn't even read that Hardwick story, because by that point I was just like, it was like, you know, my level of, like, these stories was like, whoop, like the thermometer had gone, like, you know, my mercury was like, whoop, like, it was over my head at that point. And also, like, but, I mean, I don't want to say that I was so surprised, because, you know, that's the cliche, that, like, oh, he was always so nice to me, but, like, you know, it's just so toxic when, like, you know, in an industry like Hollywood, where, like, everything is subjective, and there's really, like, no, like, you know, there's no, like, absolute way to determine, like, oh, this is quality and this isn't, and, like, you know, celebrities get treated like gods, because that's what gets a movie made or not, and, you know, basically, it's a lawless town, like, anything goes, and that's how, yeah, I have to confess, I still haven't read Chloe Dykstra's article, but I believe every word she says. I mean, my policy is I believe women, and, you know, the right wing has a tendency to take, like, you know, the 0.01% of times that women lie about rape or assault or harassment, you know, and they try to use that to discredit the 99.5% 5% of times that it's all real, you know, to try to make a case that like men can get away with anything, which is just horrific. But it's not just that, you know, yes, celebrities are idolized in the mind of the public, which is absolutely true, and you know, film is a type of propaganda. Believe me, I make film for a living. But it's also that it's a very lucrative business, and to get films and TV shows made, you have to get a star. Like, you know, I was trying to package a TV show last year, and like it was all about the star, and like it was this like complex process with my agency of like, you know, what star could we get? What you know, constant phone calls like what star could we get? What star could we get? And like because of that, it creates this toxic environment where like you're never going to say no to these people. Like you're never going to like call them out for wrongdoing. I can't believe Jamie Alexander backed Hardwick. I mean, I can because of the environment that I'm describing. Like it's just this environment where like this, you know, these people are like gods, you know, where like they can get a movie made or they can get a TV show made, and you know, especially considering in our culture, like rapists very rarely go to trial. They you know, going to trial for something like sexual assault or sexual harassment is almost unheard of. You know, it's like nobody. These crimes are lawless. Like there's no punishment for these crimes. Even though like the media would have you, you know, and the right wing hysteria would have you believe that like, you know, oh, men are the victims here. Like, nobody ever gets punished for crimes like this. And sorry, people who might be watching for to talk about crypto. We will talk about crypto in just a second. I just want to sort of catch my Periscope viewers up on the story that like we sort of started last year and we haven't really had a follow up on yet. Like my ex-friend. Turnip, like on his stream a little while back, like a few weeks ago, he mentioned director Alejandro Jodorowsky said he hated star actors. Well, I mean, he can afford to say that because the movies he makes are, you know, very, very small in budget. For the most part, you need movie stars to get movies made. I mean, that's just the way this town works. You know, for the most part, most people working in Hollywood can't just, you know, literally can't afford to say I hate star actors. Like you can't get anything made because, you know, I don't, as a writer and hopefully like budding director, I can't say that I hate star actors. It's just like, you know, it would kill my career to like go to UTA and be like, I hate star actors. They would be like, goodbye. Like, don't let the screen door hit you on the way out. But what I was going to say is that my now ex-friend Turnip on his stream a few weeks ago, he was like, he was talking about like the Duke rape trial, you know, which is where this a stripper was hired at this like Duke frat party, and like these frat boys were like tried for sexual assault. Oh, I'll talk about Ethereum Classic. Yes, Coinbase is listing Ethereum Classic. I'll talk about that in just a second, K Carter. Let me just finish talking about sexual assault, and then we'll get into crypto. So the story was that these 3 college students at Duke were tried for sexual assault, and then like you know, the story that the media turned it into was like then she was, quote, like lying about the sexual assault, and like the students had to be like paid out, you know, from like the Duke endowment or something like $20 million each or something like that. What the real story was that there was this like the prosecutor on the case was just like a little bit like overzealous in prosecuting the students, but the stripper claims to this day that she was sexually assaulted that night, and that like, you know, and that there's no evidence that she was ever lying that night. And so basically, and there's a ton of evidence that they probably did sexually assault her that night, and there was all this evidence like leading up to that night that like they were, you know, extremely racist, and they were saying horrible things, that like they were planning something bad to happen that night. And so, but like the case was dismissed because they decided that the prosecutor was just like overzealous. but now, you know, it's remembered in the minds of the public that, like, see, women lie about sexual assault, and, you know, these students, you know, were tried unfairly, and they got paid out $20 million or something, when they, you know, they never did a thing. But in fact, yeah, they probably did sexually assault this woman, and she says that they did, but, you know, she never got any kind of justice whatsoever. And yet it's remembered, you know, my ex-friend, like, you know, used that as an example of how women lie about sexual assault. And it's sort of like, no, see, if anything, that was a case of maybe, like, a prosecutor just, you know, being, like, a little bit overzealous and trying to, like, try a very heated case. But, like, that's all that story was. It was not at all a case of, like, you know, of men unfairly going to trial for sexual assault. If anything, it was a case of, like, of rapists being rewarded with $20 million. That's all of that story, that case was. So, you know, anytime you hear stories of, like, women lying about sexual assault or harassment or anything like that, be extremely, extremely skeptical, because at least 99% of the time, women are telling the truth. They have no reason. I mean, you know, it's not like women get, like, financial payouts, or you know, it's just like, you know, what did I get for talking about it on my Periscope? I got called into, like, important people's offices and told that I was ruining my career by talking about it. And then it turned out to be true. And here is Harvey Weinstein literally being, you know, prosecuted for crimes that could send him to life in prison. And when I talked about it, like, I was told that I was the one in the wrong. Like, you know, we get nothing for talking about this. We get absolutely nothing for talking about this. It's horrific. It's a truly horrific, toxic culture that we live in. And anytime that I hear a man talking about how he doesn't believe it, or he thinks that women are lying, I'm just sort of like, how can you live with yourself? How dare you? How dare you look at yourself in the mirror and like, live with yourself saying something like that? Okay, that's enough. Like, that's just my little, like, Periscope catch up with my, you know, my friends that have been with me since this day I started my my Periscope. So now, actually, now I need to, like, put this link on Twitter and on Cryptopolis, so that people know that I'm actually here and doing this. So, how are you guys while I post these links? I feel like I'm a little on the spot just to, like, sit here and be posting links and, like, not be, like, engaging and, like, entertaining. And I want to say that I miss you guys too, honestly. Oh, and also, like, we will get to Ethereum Classic. But while I post these links, why don't you, like, put in the chat, like, what coins you want me to chart? How about that? Does anyone know when? Has Coinbase come out and said exactly when they're listing ETC, or have they not said, like, an exact date yet? I mean, I know that they're definitely listing it. Okay. I feel like a lot of my Periscope people aren't too interested in crypto. You guys have known me since, like, before I got into crypto. But maybe I'll get you into it, and maybe I'll make you some money. How about that? Oh, and also, Periscope people, I have a Discord now, which you can join. How can I? Oh, I put the link on my Twitter, so you can join my Discord. By looking at the link on my Twitter. Okay, almost done. Maybe Telegram? Well, I don't know what I would do with a Telegram group. I mean, I find Telegram to be kind of annoying. I mean, do you like Telegram, K Carter? I mean, their recent ICO was just insane. Like, what the hell do they need with $2 billion? Okay, let's look at Ethereum Classic for you right now. Why isn't this coming up? Here we go. All right. So it looks like we got an edge-to-edge on the daily, which is interesting. Let me see if I can fix this VPVR. Okay. So this looks really, really good, K Carter. So it's actually Ethereum Classic, not Ethereum Cash, K Carter. Do you know the history of Ethereum Classic? You probably don't if you're calling it Ethereum Cash. Ethereum Classic happened when, I guess there was like a hack or like somebody jump in, because I'm not sure exactly what it was. That there was something, a problem happened on, it was like the DAO hack on the Ethereum chain, and there was like a split in the Ethereum community as to like what to do about it. Like one side of the Ethereum community wanted to like one split wanted to like burn the coins or something, and like one side didn't, and so like Vitalik sided on the side that is now known as Ethereum, and the side that like didn't want to like, you know, that like wanted to stay the same, like Vitalik sided on the side that wanted to like burn the like tokens and like, you know, make it seem like the hack had never happened. That's the side that Vitalik sided on. So that chain became what's now known as Ethereum. And the chain that became, or like the, you know, the forked blockchain that you know now as ETC or Ethereum Classic, was the group of the community that sort of feels like, you know, the code is like, you know, you can't touch the code. Hey Astro, good to see you. Yeah, I haven't been on Periscope for like a year, and I'm sorry for that. So ETC is basically the same thing as Ethereum, and the only difference is that it was like, you know, the group and the community that like wanted to react to this like DAO hack differently, essentially. So I would say it's, you know, so people think of it as like a hacker coin or something, but there's actually very little difference between Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. It's essentially the same coin. It just doesn't have Vitalik's backing, even though it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, I've still got the Pellegrino a year later. Love that Pellegrino. You guys know me. So let's actually take a look at the chart. This is actually very bullish. This right here, this is the Ishimoku cloud right here. This is what's known as an edge-to-edge trade, meaning that it entered what's actually a bearish cloud, which is this red cloud here. This is the daily chart. It entered the red cloud here, down here, and it looks like it's going to complete this edge-to-edge. Usually when it enters down here, we're looking for it to complete all the way here to the edge here.
and bring in new business. But what I think
you thought the movie industry swallowed me whole? Yeah, it almost did, honestly. This business is brutal, I have to say. I mean, everybody knows, but like, I'll tell you guys the entire story very soon.
Where businesses grow and customers save.
So
to be future built is something more than
we
just
expect it to
being
go
prepared for a
to
high-paying
here.
career. With
So
high-tech training from
Kay
your local
Carter, for
community
you
college,
to
you'll be
have
more
gone
capable,
all
more
in
confident,
here,
and
this is
more
actually a very
connected
good
to your
trade for
chosen
you.
industry, built for any challenge that comes your way.
I mean,
Your
you're gonna
Orange
get
County
another
Community
like
College can get you on the road
8,
to a bigger
9%
paycheck, a
here
more
when it
secure
completes the
career,
edge
and
to
a brighter
edge.
future for you
And
and your
then
family.
it's
Best of
probably
all,
gonna
it's
like
affordable and
pop
right here in
once
your
it
backyard.
completes
Are
the
you
edge to edge.
future-built? Visit
So
futurebuilt.org to find your nearest
this is a
Orange
great
County
trade,
Community
honestly,
College
because
and get started today.
you know the Coinbase listing is coming. We've got a bullish TK cross here. Lagging span is overpriced, which is good. Let's look at the 3-day. Oh look, it's approaching an edge to edge here on the 3-day. So that's going to be a great trade too, because if it completes this edge to edge here, this is going to be, I mean, that's a big if, but like if it could complete this edge to edge, that's like a 90% right there. Now that's a big if, but like with considering the Coinbase listing is coming, that's a possibility. Now Carter, why don't you talk me through what made you? Is it just the Coinbase listing that made you go all in, basically? Let's look at some other templates and let's just sort of see what's going on with this.
Maybe I've already lost my mind. Maybe we've come so far so fast that now there's no way we could ever go back. And now it's only a matter of time before a storm of wonder starts to fill my
How is the music? Can you guys hear it or no? Yeah, I would say this is very bullish. Look, it's sort of bottomed out here. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, I think this is very, very, very bullish. So do you have a target, Kate Carter? Or do you have a, like, what's your plan with this? Are you going to like sell, like, you know, when it gets listed on Coinbase, like when's your target to sell? How often do I stream on Twitch? I try to do like every night, at like 7 p.m. PST, like LA time. But some nights I just take the day off, you know, because I get exhausted. There's a host of positive indication on ETC market cap warning, right? 15 the coin market cap, so I'm just wondering, like, you know, is this like a long-term hold for you, or like what's your plan with this? Like, are you hoping for it to like do this up here? I'm watching closely as it hits Coinbase, then maybe tether my assets if it tanks, but maybe long-term hold. Okay, got it. Interesting. No, I think it's a really good trade. Good for you. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin. Can you guys hear this music, or is it too loud or too soft? I really can't tell, like, what. There we go. Why is this acting so weird? So it looks like we've got the beginning of a W bottom here on the MACD. We're bottomed out on the Stoke on the weekly. I think we're going up from here on the W. Okay, so it's the right temperature for you, K Carter, the music? So let's try to dial in this VPVR. It's like, I don't know what's going on with it, but I just can't seem to get it right. It keeps doing that, and I don't like it. Yeah, you say it's funny how the altcoins follow so close to Bitcoin, but I say it's like annoying, and I can't wait for the exchanges to introduce USD pairs so that we can finally stop like skidding. But sorry, I'm not gonna finish that thought. But like, you know, as you probably know, the problem is that Yeah, I do think we'll have another run like we had in November 17, but I don't think it's going to come anytime soon. I think that we're going to have a prolonged like sideways to bear market now, and I think that we'll probably have another big parabolic spike this coming fall winter. I'll tell you why after I sip my tea. I'm having a little bit of jasmine tea right now. I think that the people in charge of the price right now are the big players, and they're basically moving the price wherever they want. And right now they're moving it downwards so that they can accumulate more. And they're known as the market makers. And we're basically at their mercy. Like, you know, what we do as traders, as an investors, like, you know, has like no bearing on the market whatsoever. But, you know, the funds, they need to show a profit by the end of the year. So I think that it's almost like a beach ball being held underwater. So right now they're like holding the ball down, holding the ball, you know, this is all like holding the ball down, you know, let it pop up a little bit, holding the ball down, let it pop up a little bit, holding the ball down. And then I think, you know, come like November, December, we'll have like a nice little pop up, you know, possibly to 12K, maybe even a lot higher. Maybe we'll have like a little double top to like 20K by November, December. But I think, you know, the coming months, like from here to like September, October, are going to like be just more of this. It's going to be like up and then more down, and then like a little bit up, a little, you know, a little like bull trap to like make us feel like, oh, maybe it's not all hopeless, and then like more down, and then like little bull trap, oh, maybe it's not all hopeless, like, and then more like down, and like us all accusing each other of being LARPers, and like, you know, more like everybody being at each other's throats, and like staying up all night, and like, you know, just incredibly toxic behavior, because everybody's just so like just tired and weary of this, like, you know, just ready for this to be over. Because people who are like serious crypto traders and investors, like, this period has been really hard emotionally. Just this constant like up and down, and like, you know, during this period, like I started in crypto on this exact date right here. So you can imagine that if my only experience was from here to like here, you can imagine how like now this has just felt so like just weary and tiring, you know, it's just like exhausting. But they do say that you know, real traders trade well in bear markets, and that's definitely what I'm learning. You know, because ideally, like, you'd be shorting the shit out of all of this. And I have, you know, I have been shorting. But, lost the money? Did you lose the money, Richie? Tell me more. And I'm noticing, oh, I entered crypto on May 25th, 2017. How about you, K. Carter? I'm noticing that because I'm streaming simultaneously to Twitch and Periscope, it seems like my Twitch engagement is down, and I don't know what to do about that, except for like maybe like the Twitch viewers don't like that I'm talking to like my old Periscope fans. Maybe they don't like that. I don't know. You guys have to remember, they've known me way longer than you guys have known me. So don't be jealous. It's okay. We're all gonna be friends in the end. You know, I think part of what I have to do is I have to put the... Oh, you entered... Oh, so you were a Thanksgiving noob. And then you broke even and you've been hooked ever since, right? Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's stories. Yeah, I remember, like, because I've been, by Thanksgiving last year, I've been in it for a while. And so I remember that sort of wave of Thanksgiving noobs and, like, how we all sort of, like, over that Thanksgiving, I remember, like, texting to my, like, Telegram group and sort of being like, I feel like something happened over this holiday that, like, this was significant. Like, so many people went home for Thanksgiving and talked about crypto, and, like, something happened this weekend that was, like, real and significant, that, like, we noticed something had happened. I don't even know what it was about that Thanksgiving, but it was almost like people had 4 days off, they went home, they were, like, talking to their buddies from home or something, and, like, something broke over that weekend. It was, like, memorable, you know? So I'm actually, one of the movies that I'm doing right now is a movie about crypto, and so, like, that I'll definitely be, that'll definitely be a scene in the movie, is, like, everybody going home to Thanksgiving and, like, how it sort of just, like, broke open that weekend. Like, everybody was on, like, Black Friday buying their first Bitcoin on Coinbase and Ethereum, and that was significant. I think part of what I have to do is I have to put my chat up on the screen so everybody can see everybody's comments. Because, like, I can see everybody's comments from, like, Periscope and Twitch, but, like, the Twitch people can't see Periscope comments and vice versa. So I think that's killing engagement. Because I think people have to see each other's comments to, like, help engagement. So I'm going to work on that when I finish this stream. Because I can do, like, a, I can start, like, a window capture for this,
Are you a Beauty Club member? At CVS Pharmacy, members get real-life deals. Spend $30 on beauty and get 3 extra bucks rewards. Join Beauty Club today, only at CVS Pharmacy. Restrictions apply. See circular or cvs.com/weekly ad for more details in-store or online.
Red, white, and blue savings at the Home Depot means the best prices of the season on new appliances. Up to 40% off special buys. Like the Whirlpool White Top Load Washer and Electric Dryer, just $5.48 each. Over $500 off the pair. We'll even toss in free delivery. When it comes to appliances,
what's my timeline? I have to finish the script and then I take it out to, like, studios and see if they want to buy it. But the script is actually almost finished. I have, like, 124 pages, which is actually long for a script.
Getting your healthcare company on the phone shouldn't sound like this. With Oscar Healthcare for your business, you talk to a dedicated business concierge when you call or message.
Hi, Mike. How's it going? Hi, Susan. I just had a question about our bill.
Okay, let's take a look. Oscar's customer satisfaction is 3 times the industry average. So, no long wait times, no runaround, no ratings.
Okay, I also said that we're going to talk about Radix. Do you guys know what Radix is? It's like a sort of like an alternative to Ethereum, but some people like it more than Ethereum. I don't think it's on TradingView yet. Let's take a look. No. So Radix is sort of like Zilliqa or like Cadena. It's basically like an Ethereum killer, but people are saying that Ethereum is the Ethereum killer because, like, Ethereum keeps, like, bringing in improvements that, like, make it, so, like, Ethereum 3.0 is going to be the Ethereum killer. Let's look at Radix. I don't think it's even on here yet. Alright, let me look at one other place. Okay, so this must be really early stage because even this isn't rated here either. Okay, so let's just put this on the table to talk about it, like later on when it's like further along. Let's look at ETH. See what's going on with ETH.
I've been called a liar. Oh, my mistake will be the end of me. I've been set on fire. Oh, to what degree? So get your hits in for free. But do you really feel something? That kind of thing just drags me down. What do you want to see something?
I don't know. Pretty bearish on the Ishimoku. Let's look at the 3-day.
I bet you're sick and tired. If you don't bend your brain, you'll be stuck in between. I've been called a sinner. I've been called a saint. The thrill is killing me.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty bearish here at ETHUSD. Like this would have called for a short here at like 700, and this would have like the Williams alligator would have kept us in a short from like 700, and we would have still been in the short all the way here. It's not telling us to close the short, so that's where we're at with ETH. Do you guys know about this MFT thing? This like mainframe coin? Have you heard about this? Look at that. Wow. That just got listed on Binance. Apparently all the investors were like VCs, like basically every big crypto VC like fund was in this. It wasn't open to the public. It just got listed on Binance, and look at this. This is a 60% drop in price in like 2 days. That's amazing. Some chart, huh? Jesus Christ. Let's look at what it was doing on like IDEX before this. Wow, it's not even on. It's gotta be on here. This is so weird.
I set your soul on fire. I black out the sun.
Okay, the last thing I wanted to show you guys was this thing that somebody in my Discord posted. And again, if you guys want to join my Discord, it's on my Twitter. But this thing on my Discord, I mean, and they posted was, it's called coinfairvalue.com. Let's just take a look at it.
out comes the choir. Crowd's ready for blood. Hell breaks and here comes the fire. You're lost in the flood, but I'm just trying to protect you, babe. But I want you, I need you back for good. I'm not trying to be pretentious, babe, but I want you.
Why is this taking so long to load?
I still feel you, baby. I still feel your son. And I still feel my Jesus. And I'm gonna tell everyone about the Lord He saved me. And you know
This page is taking forever to load. I don't know why.
Cause you know that girl's so good. I already found out.
Maybe it's on the blockchain. Maybe they host, their host is like the blockchain. That's the only explanation, honestly. Okay, so I don't know, K Carter, if you're still here, but why don't we look at Ethereum Classic, since that's what you're interested in, on this coinfairvalue.com. Here it is. So this is saying that this is saying that the fair value of Ethereum Classic is $20.14, or
We burned all the witches. We set the world on fire.
this is my ICO. Hi, Professor Jeff Jarvis. Good to see you here. Believe me, my ICO is going to be a spectacular scam, Professor Jeff Jarvis. I assure you. It's going to be a much bigger scam than this. I promise you. Okay, K Carter. Ethereum Classic. Let's see what they priced it in Bitcoin. I'm assuming that's what you want to see, right? Because it's saying that the fair value. This is coinfairvalue.com, which somebody in my Discord was posted, and I thought was really interesting. So they're saying the fair value is 0.0043. Let's see where we are now on the chart. So coin for value is this like just some, you know, one of my mods in my Discord just posted this site today, and I just thought it was really interesting, so I wanted to like look at it on stream. This is literally the first time I've looked at it, because I just was like, oh, that's interesting, and I was like, let's look at it on stream. But apparently it sort of like tries to value, like find what a coin should be valued at, like based on you know, I don't know, like I'm sure they list like, you know, all their ratings or whatever, like what they're how they're valuing these projects. See right now Ethereum Classic is at 0.002698, and so this site is saying it should be at 0.0043. So like, oh, okay, I didn't have to look at the chart. It's saying what the price is like right next to it. I'm an idiot. But so clearly it's saying that it's like undervalued by like half almost. So, you know, whatever they're going by, I'm assuming they're not complete idiots, or, you know, so this site could actually be like really useful. So if they're saying that this is, you know, undervalued by half, that like, that's pretty useful information, I would say. Let's look at another coin. Let's see what they're going by, really. Let's look at log scale.
Let me tell you about a man that was scared, cause he never seemed to understand what he got on. What he
Okay, so it looks like. Oh, this is a really interesting chart. So this is like the green is the fair value, the orange is the price of Bitcoin, and down here is the date. And so I guess this like histogram right here is like measuring like the difference between Bitcoin price versus fair value price. So like here we had like, I almost feel like I guess this is what, and you guys tell me if I'm misinterpreting this information, but like this is when we have like the positive histogram, we have Bitcoin over the fair value price for Bitcoin. But like you want to see the histogram below the index. So like right now we've got the, like if you're going to buy this coin, which is Ethereum Classic that we're looking at, you want to see it down here, which is where it's at now. Okay, I understand what this is saying. So like the Ethereum Classic price was like above the fair value price in June of 2017. But it's really managed to stay below. It's been undervalued all this time, according to this chart. So this site is like really useful. Okay, so there's like outputs. There's like a market cap chart. Let's put a market cap chart.
Smart water is purity inspired by the clouds, and not to throw shade at those clouds.
Okay, now you have to start being like a math genius to start figuring all this out. So it's got like discounted market cap, discounted fair market cap, total discounted market cap, and like this is when you start bringing in your like math PhDs to like figure all of this out. What do I look like, Poindexter? Do I look like I have a PhD in algebra? Please. Okay, but their inputs are supply. You know, supply is very important in tokenomics. Transactions. Velocity. Very important. Velocity is very important. Oh, anybody who was involved in the Pickle Rick scam will tell you that velocity was very, very important. Basket. Literally have no idea what basket means. Can anybody fill us in on what basket means? Average transaction value, 1 year MA average transaction value, basket shift ratio. No idea what that means. Other is fees. Okay. Oh, median transaction fee in BTC. Okay, that's fair enough. And then we've got something that's like investor warnings. What is investor warnings? Okay, so these are just their like standard like stock warnings. So all in all, I would say that this site is incredibly useful. Like if you're thinking about buying a coin, currently data is refreshed every hour as we believe there is no need for a finer grain and long-term fundamental investing. Fair values displayed here are based on current usage of each coin. They don't contain speculation on future variations of their usage. We leave speculation to investors. Okay, got it. All right, let's see if we can search, because I want to do a search for like a coin that I'm invested in. The only thing I don't like is that like it seems like their host is literally like the blockchain, because this site is loading slower than like molasses. Let's look at something else that we're interested in. Okay, so the first thing is the fair value, and the second thing is the price. So it thinks the Tron fair value is 2.93 Satoshis, and the fair value is, I mean, the real price is like almost double that. That's hilarious. Oh, it thinks that Zcash is undervalued. Interesting. It thinks that Binance Coin is overvalued. Interesting. Oh, this thing is like gossip. This page is like gossip for crypto people. Wow, it thinks that Omize Go is like way overvalued. That's wild. That is wild, man. Yeah, this is like Us Weekly for like crypto people. So it doesn't have that many entries yet, but like, this is pretty good. So Zilliqa is undervalued. That's good. I've been shilling Zill. Ripple is way overvalued. That's hilarious. The price to fair value ratio is a measurement of the growth expectation of the coin usage with respect to the reference coin. In other words, approximately how many times more the market thinks the coin is going to be used with respect to the reference coin. P/FV is a price multiple for currencies equivalent to what price to earnings ratio or price to discounted cash flows ratio is for stocks. Click here to find out more. Wow, it thinks Verge is undervalued. That's crazy. Sorry if this is boring for you guys, but I think the site is like fascinating. Wow, so this thinks that Ethereum Classic is like one of the most undervalued of this list. That's really interesting to me. Wow. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to call the stream quits. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm really glad I figured out Periscope finally. So I hope to see you guys again here tomorrow night. I'm definitely going to be digging more into this site, because I think this could be like really useful for finding some undervalued coins. I appreciate you guys, and I bid you adieu. Bye.